Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Asisha, and today we are today our topic is the Tawheed, the outer way of knowing God, part 1. And it's been a long time since we were talking in the Tawheed series, so we're going to be talking a little bit of what we spoke about last time in this series. So before I start, I'd like to introduce my guests.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Hussain.
And thank you for that introduction. And like we do on every show, Misbah read the surah, Mohsin read the translation. So can we start them off the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. Alam yaj'al kaydahum fi tadlilin wa arsala alayhim tayran ababil tarmihim bihijaratin min sijil faja'alahum ka'asfin ma'kul. Sadaqallahul Aliyyul Azim.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Has seen how the Lord that was the owner of the elephant, did he not bring their stratagems to naught, and said against them swarms of flying creatures who have bounted them with storms of clay, and have made them like green crops devoured by cattle. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you for that, and remember, whenever you are reading surah, make sure you read the translation as well, so you know the history behind it and also how you can implement it into your life. So our topic is today, we're going to be continuing with this Tawheed series that we started a couple of weeks ago now. And we, last time, what were we talking about?
The inner way.
Yeah, the inner way of knowing God. And what did we mention in that we talked about? So what is that inner way of knowing God? That was in ourselves. Remember, we were talking about the whole world, and we were talking about different places in the world as well, and also an instinct that is inside of us as well. Hussein?
I was about to say that.
Yeah. So Hussein was about to talk about the instinct as well. That what is this instinct?
That, like, you can go wherever you want to go. Like, there's tribes all over the world that's in the middle of the forest, yet they still believe in a divine being above themselves, and they still worship that. So it's always been in our sort of blood that everybody always believes there's something above. Like something divine.
Yeah, and so he was talking about the instinct in all of us, saying that that throughout all the world, places that have not even met and have not even shared ideas, they have this common thing that they believe in, like someone divine, someone over, someone in control of this whole world and everything around it. So it just shows that there's some instinct inside us to believe in this kind of greater power than us humans. So what else did we mention there as well? Mentioned the instinct, and we talked about the whole world and how in different places they haven't even shared ideas. So what else did we mention there? There's one more thing that we mentioned. And it was how we could prove. It was how we could prove as well. We mentioned in that show as well, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about that as well. So first of all, before we start, can we have a salawat in honor of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
And second, in honor of our holy first Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
And third, with our loudest voices, in honor of the Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wal Zaman.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad
محمد وعجل فرجهم.
And can we have another loud salawat to start Mohsin off? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
The second way of knowing God is through the world around us. There is an order and a system present in the universe, and many wonderful, astonishing facts about nature take place every day. As we see living things around us, we know to think about them and ask ourselves the following questions. 1. Who created all these living things? Did they come upon the earth by chance, or by the will of a supreme power? 2. Who made this perfect system in the world? Science has discovered many astonishing facts about the creation of the human body, animals and plants. Everything in the world is designed exactly the way it should be. Was this just by accident or evolution, or because it was just a system and order? Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Mohsin. So Mohsin was saying there now the second way, because we talked about the first way, the inner way, so inside us, our instincts to knowing God. And now we're going to be talking about the second way, which is the outer way. And Mohsin mentioned there, what is the outer way? How can you explain this outer way of knowing God? So he mentioned there, that any of you know what he mentioned there, that he talked about being the outer way. Mohsin?
By looking at the world around us.
Yeah, by looking at the world around us. Is that what you were going to say, Mohsin? Yeah, so by looking at the world around us and this whole universe and the order of this universe and how things are created around us, yeah, if we look at all these things, we can add them all together, and this is another way of understanding and knowing and proving the existence of God. Yeah, so thank you for that, Mohsin. And Mohsin brought up two questions there, didn't he? That people, if they're looking around this world, they would have, they might have these questions. So what was the first question?
Is there like is there like a supreme power?
Yeah,
that like overrules.
Yeah, put all these things in place where they should be. And what was the second one?
Second one was who created the universe, and was it evolution or was it by system and order?
Yeah, okay, so thank you, Mohsin. So Hussein, he's got the next one, so can start Hussein off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
There are numerous examples that demonstrate that a great power is responsible for the creation of the universe. For example, 1. Whenever we see a beautiful painting or a work of art or a fancy lifelike computer animation, we know that there must be a skilled artist behind it. We don't need to see the artist or to even know his name. We just know that there must be someone who made the particular piece of art. This is because we know without being told that every effect must have a cause. The piece of art is a sign that proves the existence and skills of an artist. 2. When we take a walk in the forest, we see some footsteps of a larger animal. We know at once that an animal has passed by the same route. We have not seen the animal, and we haven't heard from anyone that there was an animal walking on the path. We know this, however, because of the same cause and effect rule. There can be no footprints on a path without a creature walking on it. The footprints is a sign that proves the passing of an animal. 3. An old woman who's spinning yarn. Someone asked her why she believed in God. She stopped her hand and the spindle stopped. She said, "You see, a simple spindle needs a hand to make it revolve. can you think that this sun, moon, these stars, and all this world moves without any guiding hand? So what?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you, Hussein. So what was Hussein talking about there? He was answering which question? The
First one.
Yeah, the first one. So what did he mention to answer there? So he was talking about, and he gave a story as well about a woman as well who was spinning this.
She was spinning like this wool on, and then they asked her like how does she like know, like she believes in God, and she said that like you need like the hand like to use a spindle to spin that wool. And she said, do you not think the world needs a guiding hand?
That's why. So she was given an example there. So how of us let's like I'll ask you a question now. What do you think is more complicated, that spindle thing or the universe?
Universe.
The universe is more. And if that spindle needs someone to operate it and to control it, to keep it stable, to keep it going, don't you think that should apply to the universe as well?
Yeah.
As it's more complicated, more complex. So that's a way that you could put this to prove your argument. Okay, so what else did Hussein mention there? You can look back if you want to. So
I said about they gave another example about a forest, and someone's walking through a forest, and they look down and they see big footsteps which are bigger than their own. So automatically they would think, oh, another creature and another animal has passed through this route. But the person has been told, hasn't seen the animal, but he automatically still thinks that the creature has passed through the same route as he. So you don't need to see the animal or know the animal to know that the animal has passed through that.
So that's why. And Hussein was mentioning and like effect there, wasn't it? But and you actually mentioned in there. So what's it called?
Cause and effect.
Yeah, cause and effect. So can any one of you explain to me what that is?
So like cause and effect is like you do something and everything has an effect. So say I don't know, like everything just has an effect.
So I understand where he's coming from there. So he's trying to say to us that everything in this world has a cause to bring it into existence.
Like chucking a rock into a river, the waves it would go.
And that's the effect of chucking the rock into the river. So the cause was chucking the rock into the river, and the effect was those ripples that came from that. Yeah. So everything that came into existence in this world had a cause. Yeah. And everything around in this whole universe needs to have a cause to make that thing happen, and then the effect will come after, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to understand that if there was if the universe was created and had a starting point, if it had a starting point, so something had to cause something had to cause the universe to be created.
Every action has a reaction.
That's why. So for example, you guys, you wouldn't be born if your mom and dad never got married, would they?
Yeah.
No.
You guys wouldn't be born. So the effect of your mom and dad marrying was you guys being born, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we can kind of apply that to the universe as well. So the cause was what? God creating the universe, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And the effect was all of this universe. So everything that we understand, that everything has a cause to bring themselves into this thing. Even this table that we have here, someone had to make it as well to be it to become a table. It never just became a table by itself. Yep. It had to have someone to cause its creation. Yeah. And same with this universe. And there's the thing is that there's nothing in this world, nothing in this universe that hasn't been that there hasn't been a cause and then the effect was its creation. So you can tell you can ask if anyone's saying to you, and you can like, how can you prove the existence of God and that, and what could you say using this argument? Can any of you think? So what we talked about now, you could ask them, what could you ask them to prove your point? You could ask them saying, oh, give me one thing that that doesn't apply to this cause and effect rule. You can tell them that, can't you? Yeah, yeah, and there's nothing that really that can avoid this rule, is there? There's nothing. Yeah, I can see you guys are trying to think of something now, but there's actually nothing that can do this, can like overrule this rule. Yeah, so you could do that. You could say this to kind of prove your point, and we need to apply this to the universe as well. So if the universe had a starting point, then something would have to cause it for the effect to be the universe to be created. Yeah, and that's why we believe that God must be real. Yeah. So I think we've run out of time for this half of the show, so we're gonna see you in the next half of the show, but until then, good office.